Welcome to Martinez Design. In this tutorial, we are going to discuss how to create interior design for offices or the working place partitioning and things like that. So it's not necessary that you should build the whole edifice before you start interior. Interior is just a portion of the house which is normally used, and a specification of material by an architect. So let us start the one I've done before. Let me use to explain the principle. Now this is particular office space, like a portion of an office which want to be renovated, or with one way or the other that they want to partitions. So in this place, you are given an open space and decide to say, okay, these are the functioning area that we want. We want a general office. An office belongs to a lawyer, a law firm. So a lawyer, a barrister owns this place as a solicitor office. Then we have a conference for training and maybe for discussing of the group whenever they want to discuss maybe political issue, and a reception that be the first person that you will see before you attend to, and we have a waiting place that, okay, if you are not discussed, you can just stay here pending the time that you will be called upon and be answered to by solicitor. So those are the functions, and the area we are given 8.5 meter by 6.8 meter. So we need to specify the whole area. So the material we use and everything are being done. But the beauty of the interior is that this architectural plan especially give us the space programming and the particular, so that by the time they are selecting material, you know how to cut and have to bring the board into space specific. But the beauty of it is that how you render and how you present your work to your clients. So that's just the simple principle I want to teach and I want to talk about here. So we especially use Vray in these projects. Vray, if you don't have Vray, you can decide to on Vray. Sometimes it used to be turned off, to turn it on your home part. So we have done some work on Vray here. Like from an instance, this is a reception view. The moment you enter, now look at this from this plan. So we take our camera from this angle and we set it around this space. You get, so that it will be able to capture whatsoever. So let me give you a demonstration of what I'm saying. Click on camera and set the camera from here. So you can pick camera from any side that you know that, okay, it's going to capture a long range view. So the more you extend it, the more position is going to take. Can you imagine? So this is one. So you can set your camera like this. If it's okay by you, good. But first you need to do what? Take a realistic or shaded view. That is what will allow you to feel the color of what you are selecting. So here, a nice catching area, you let your camera go a little bit high, like 180 by target should be 180 again, so that, can you see? So it will be able to bring all your line on the streets, you can imagine. So that your line will not going to be bent or something. So you can extend this and reduce this so that you can have a perfect aspect ratio in the design you are doing. So that is one. Then if you can change it again, let's say 150, I want to reduce the size. The moment you do that, you do the same thing, because if not, your camera is going to be drafted and everything is going to bend, which is not good for. So when you set it like that, you see the straight line of all your vertical axis, so everything is in set. So that is one principle in this area. So the next one is that you choose this particular thing, then you can rename it, so that by the time you are doing your rendering, you are not going to be confusing. So rename this one, let it be like a reception 2. Control and say rename reception 2. Just give it that way. So that will be, so reception short, conference short. So I've done some little bit of rendering here, which I'm going to show you. But one thing is that as you are doing the programming, you need to set some material uses, because there's some clients request for material, some other did not request for it. But in your own principle, as you are doing, make sure you have the material you are using at the top. So I specify most of this material in my section, and I'm going to go there now and explain it. So now let's go to the section, first one. So in this section, I was able to cut across the breadth like this side direction. So this is where I cut across. The reason why I'm hiding it, let me reveal it to you. So this is the revealing section, and look at it. You can click here and say go to, it will definitely go there. So but here, the reason why I'm putting it, I make sure that I do the dimension in this place. I don't want the confusion of it, because most of this moment you are doing them and you are zooming out and zooming in, get a lot of confusion. Moment when you want to put it on your paper size. So that's why I did it. And I decided to write everything, specification and the material schedule and everything on this sheet. So that way the whole principle will be straight, and what I'm selecting will be accurate and make sure it's a definite position and proportion. So this is section few of what I've done. The material in which I used to create the glass is specified a glass partition and engineered to have a high acoustic insulation. The reason is that in an office space, so at least when you are talking to some, it should be insulating and absorbing noise. Now another one is a frame which we use for the fabrication, so it's an aluminium solid modular. And then ceiling made of gypsum board for a superior acoustic. So the same purpose for which that whenever you are in an office, you should be able to control yourself, because so much of what you discuss cannot be recorded by external people. So that is it. So material specification, all these things are there. You can check it more whenever you are doing your own review. So that is one. Another section which I created is another one that's okay because of the height and the whole thing. So the same thing I did here. I brought the translucent glass panel door, especially when you look at that conference shot. Section 2. This is it. This glass is allow you to see outside. It's translucent, but when somebody that is outside cannot see inside. That's according to the idea of the rendering. It's not everything you show in animation or something, but you can just try like that and this demonstrate it for. So now we are done with this, and we did some little bit of rendering, like image here, we render here, specify some, we render another one, and we render another one. Among all this one, I'm going to just choose one to render and let us see how far it goes. So here is a conference 2. This is a conference 2 office in repackaging and rearranging. So if you have something like this to do, it's just a simple thing for you to work on. And how do you do it? You click here and you change the camera of what you are choosing in the rendering, because if you do not choose a particular camera, it's going to render something that is available. So in that aspect, you set every other one. Render production, still leave it for now. Show and height frame buffet, you can leave that. The quality, you specify the highest, because interior needs a very big quality of something. So you click on region and you can decide to change aspect ratio like this. So you can change this one to more details, DPI. So if it's okay by you, fine. On lights, because all these ones are artificial lights, you need to on them whenever you are doing interior. So if Vray is there for you, the sun and things like that. Appearance of manager, you can use this one to select material, rearrange the material that you don't want, and those ones that are not available. So that's one thing for that. Now the Cosmo is where you take most of all this material from. Is the help hand of Vray. This one will help you to choose a lot of material and intervene in the issues, things like that. I don't think only when you are connected. Yes, so the connection is there. All the this one that I have downloaded and they are here. You can decide to be bringing them one by one into this space. So this one I have been downloaded and I can shift them. I have as many as possible in this place, and if I don't have, I can search for and download. So I downloaded one I can use them here. I have used most of them. Like this one is here, this conference table, like these chairs, all of them I've made use of in this particular project. So that is one. So if you now want to render this one, now you need to close this down. Now when you are talking of what is it called, exposure in value. Exposure in value here shows that what I'm doing here is that I want to work with interior, so I'm using automatic for here, but you can decide to change. Now this is the point. Vray here allow you different kind of and you see different kind of exposure is available in Vray. So this one is a bright sun. Maybe when you want to do exterior, it's not good. The kind of light that you are going to generate here is not going to work with the interior design. So your purpose is to change, and this is sunshine and overcast sky, things like that. So the one you want to do is a bright interior. If you choose a bright interior and a halfway day light, this one will increase and improve. So definitely you mustn't just do things because things are that way. So you select the white balancing area and see maybe it's fluorescent lighting that you want to. So that one is okay. You cannot click auto and at the same time auto. So test your rendering whether what you are doing is accurate. The certain aspect of it is that you can check a global illumination. The global illumination will allow a little bit of depth to your graphics by increasing this brute force and things like that. Original map. So if you have any now interactive setting, those ones are there too. They are stepping and things like that. Geometry, elevation. So the quality is positive, and you can increase it if you are not satisfied with what you are doing. So you can still increase it to the highest or to save for you to maintain. So those are the things you need to do. So by the time you do this, you need to start by saying rendering. So we are not going to render anything here, but if you have Vray, you can test render everything. So we have done what we need to do because a lot of time consuming when you are rendering. Rendering take time. So let's just look and see. Let me just give you a clue because it takes a lot of time for this to get to it. So you do what? You do render production because we have already set everything in accordance. So render production will pick and start. So irrespective of your computer